Hey everybody, Austin Martinez, Director of Education at Stretch Lab, and welcome to our module on client flexibility testing. We'll be offering this to our clients starting at our first session of the month, as well as the last session of the month. And this is going to help them track their goals. We can give them objective measurements to show them and provide that value that we want to give them on the table and show them the progress they're making. So the way we're going to do that is we have Cheyenne here, she's going to help us, and we're going to grab our tape measures from our bench. We'll have two tests. So the first one is going to be a reach test. So she's going to move into this position here. As you can see, what we're looking, the right shoulder is externally rotated and the left is internally rotated. So it's going to help us look at rotation of the shoulder. It's going to help us look at openness within the chest. And we're going to want to measure either the difference between, our reference point is going to be the fingertips of the middle finger. So we're going to either measure the difference. If they're touching, it's a neutral position, or we're going to measure the overlap. And then we're going to be able to put that into our notes. So using our tape measure, we're going to use inches as our measurement. Going from there, so she's going to start where she has a gap, a difference. So you can see it's slight, but we want to be able to measure that. So we're going to go again from fingertip to fingertip, and we're about 1 inch. We're about half an inch there. So we're going to put that in our notes as minus half an inch, and again, that's going to give us that measurement. Let's move her into a position where her fingertips are touching. So this would be our neutral position. From there, that's what we're referencing. So that would be a 0. So if they're perfectly touching there, we're putting that down in our notes as 0. And if she has better flexibility, you're going to see that the fingertips will overlap. And there we're measuring. We're trying to see where the bottom fingertip is. So I can feel, and I can see that her bottom fingertip is about right here, just below the knuckle. So I'll start my reference point there, and then measure to the middle fingertip here to see that overlap. So I can do that, set up the positioning, and you can see that we're at about 2.5 inches. So I'd enter that note as positive. So plus 2.5 inches, there's a positive overlap. And we're going to give that feedback on the bench. So we're going to tell them, okay, this is what we found. We're going to have this consistently entered into our notes. And we're going to make sure that we're giving them this great objective data.